Emmy, good morning.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me today.
You're really welcome. Thank you so much for saying yes. I am with Emily Renner, who is CEO and co-founder of Sophisticated Spreads. We were talking about the fact that you're in Malibu, California, which is not an awful place to start a business. So good for you for doing that. Emmy, as a young entrepreneur, right, and getting your business off the ground and moving forward, you've done some fantastic stuff already in your young life. Congratulations for that. 2020, I don't know that if I were in my 20s, which I am nowhere close, to start a business. What a time to be an entrepreneur right now. Lessons, let's talk a little about lessons that you learned in 2020, right? As you've gotten off the ground and continued to have a pivot. What are a few of those?
Yeah. So a little bit of backstory is that I actually graduated high school in June, and I was supposed to be doing the normal trajectory of life, going to a 4-year college and kind of majoring in political science. And then I realized that, your life can look however you want it to look, and that everything's very fluid. And so as much as everybody else was going in one direction, I decided to go in a completely different direction. So I decided to take a gap year, and I launched Sophisticated Spreads in September. And we are a company born out of COVID, so I don't really know anything different than what's going on right now. So the wearing masks and doing all that sort of stuff, it's just normal to the business model and everything that we're doing. But I'm definitely very excited for when COVID's over and we can have big gatherings and everything. But I think that the biggest thing I've realized is that I've had a family to support me through all of this, and so kind of making big jumps and taking leaps when you're able to. If there's somebody that's supporting you, kind of take those chances. And so for me, it was putting college on hold and deciding to channel something that I'm really passionate about. And if I have the ability, funnel all of your energy into this. So I've been putting, in tons of hours a week and just really not doing anything else, like no social life, nothing, but just really channeling what I love and making sure that it's my top priority. And I think that, along the lines of taking chances, just trying out a bunch of different things. So, we've done Instagram reels and we've done TikTok videos and we've tried Facebook ads and all that sort of stuff, and just putting it all out there and then seeing what sticks, because I think that you're going to fail at like 99 things before you find that one thing that's going to just propel your company and make it, have a national or global brand. And we were lucky enough to have one video go super viral, and it has like 4 million views. And that was like the thing that stuck. And now we have, a huge brand that people are able to see and recognize, which is an insane feeling after just a few months of business.
That is phenomenal. I love energy and I love everything that's going on there. When you think about how you look at 2021, I mean, I think, people would love to understand someone that, maybe has an old soul, right? You definitely are somebody who has come a long ways in a short period of time. What are you doing to look at 2021, right? How are you planning that out? What are you thinking about how the business is going to continue to evolve? What are things that you're doing right now to set you up for success this year?
Totally. So something that I found is that the way that my mind works is like, I kind of master one thing in the business, or like I do one thing well, and then it's immediately like, let's move on. What's the next thing I'm going to do? As opposed to just kind of like sitting there and being like, oh, wow, we're doing the boxes super well. Then I was like, let's try a farmer's market and see how that's going to work. And the charcuterie business has kind of expanded very, very vertically in different directions, horizontally. We're kind of taking on a lot of stuff right now. We're hoping to be able to ship our boxes so that, it can become something where you're in New York and you can order a box and it shows up on your doorstep. So that's something that I'm excited to try to crack the code on, but it's definitely a big thing to take on. And we're just looking to, I think that there's so many things that I'm really excited about, and now it's like, I'm trying out a lot of different stuff. I'm teaching like classes where I teach people on how to make the boxes. And I am looking forward to taking on virtual classes where anyone in the world can take a virtual class where we teach them how to make a charcuterie and cheese board. And just really kind of trying to reach as many people as we can, because I think that something that we've noticed during COVID is a lot of people are at home, and then a lot of people aren't really having those like sort of fresh ingredients, and they're tired of cooking at home and they're tired of eating the same things. So delivering something like a cheese board that has like a little sprig of eucalyptus leaves, it's just so like special and unique, and it's not something you can go and like, get at the grocery store. So I think we're just going to kind of further tap into that, and then hopefully when COVID is over, and if that happens during this next year, we're totally able to hit that huge market with corporate events and weddings and all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. I know there's so many different directions I could go now, but we're kind of running out of time. How are you learning, right? As you're kind of learning on the fly, right? What are you doing to continue to learn as you go, and where are you finding some of that?
It's very interesting. So I think that, trial and error is the biggest thing. Oftentimes you just, you try something and you're like, oh, I don't know if that's going to work. And then sometimes it just doesn't work. So, for example, the farmer's market, I was a little ambitious and I decided to become a vendor after like 2 months of business, which is a lot to jump into. And it's a lot to become, have something like that under your belt. But I think that I'm kind of just learning from a lot of other people who are creative entrepreneurs and who are in this industry, because I think that there are so many people who are very, very passionate about what they're doing, and they're leaving their 9-to-5 jobs because they know that like during COVID, you kind of realize that your time isn't endless, and you can either do something that you're not really that passionate about and maybe fail, maybe succeed, or just take a long shot about and that you love to do. And that's what I've noticed is, even though, depending on how the money's flowing, if you love what you're doing, it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm, trusting that this is going to be, it might look a lot of different ways, not really holding on to any certain idea of where the company will be in 12 months or 2 years or 4 years, who knows. But definitely learning through trial and error, and there's been some failures and there's been some successes, and trying to focus on the successes and kind of overlook the failures. But I think my biggest thing is analyzing, like, what did we do wrong and how can we make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Fantastic advice to end on. Emmy, can't wait to see how your trajectory goes. I'm also looking forward to ordering from you and getting some of that. Sounds awesome. Have a fantastic Q1, Q2. Looking forward to maybe you and I connecting again second half of the year, seeing how things are continuing to roll forward.
Most definitely. Thank you so much again for this opportunity. I'm so glad that I was able to come on and share a few pieces of wisdom, even though I don't know half as much as you probably do. So thank you.
Listen, be well. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much.